right, guys, welcome back to the end of our season 3 of the Pursuit of Property podcast. I'm joined today with co-host Cade Barrett. Cade, talk to me. How do you feel about season 3?
Season 3, I thought, was a big win in a lot of ways. I think each season we've tried to change something or provide more value each and every season, and I think the biggest win for us outside of content was getting our full-on studio put together, our first full season in this spot. I think we've got a great setup, and I'm excited for future episodes to continue with this. And other than that, I think the content we put out was super relatable. Obviously, our whole season focused on out-of-state investing because we were getting a lot of questions about it. Based on our feedback, I think we did a great job getting our process start to finish out there for people to listen to.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting because as our real estate business has evolved, our podcast has evolved alongside it, starting with us doing only a couple deals when we first started. And, we kind of started our podcast with just an audio version. And then as we started being more actively involved in flips and wholesales and all these different things, we started developing video. And now, our real estate businesses are becoming a little bit more like well-oiled machines that are functioning at a professional high level. And it's interesting because our podcast has kind of mirrored that. So I just thought that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know this season we didn't have as many guests or episodes, for that matter, as season 1 and season 2. But I think it all came together in a really well thought out way. I mean, all season we were building up to that final episode we did a couple weeks ago on our final BRRRR numbers. And I think that was the episode we were waiting for. I mean, it happening in real time. And I think that was just really cool to put out. And I think we did a great job, even with a little bit less episodes than usual. But I think it turned out great.
Right. And I think from here out, I don't know if we're really going to stick with the season theme.
Yeah.
I think seasons are helpful because they helped set us up for kind of getting ready. I think we're at a spot now where really what we should end up doing is we're going to start talking about less topic specific episode on episode and more do deep dives each episode into a different topic, or maybe we repeat, but we have a different opinion.
Yeah.
I'd almost be interested to see people's arguments for and against, investing locally versus investing out of state, or maybe even the difference between wholesaling or flipping, or all those different items.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's the leap we're wanting to take. I know we were talking and us wanting to be able to listen to more, not just real estate based podcasts, but anything that we can do to provide value relating to real estate and investing and stuff like that. I know season 1 and season 2, we were very interview style. We had a crap ton of guests on providing a great content. And I know for these next episodes doing outside of a season, kind of sticking to this more conversational style.
Yeah.
It's still bringing on guests to provide value, but not just holding ourselves into a box. And I think that's going to be a big leap for us, a big leap for our listeners, and I think it'll be a good transition.
Yeah, and I also think that there's value in kind of the way that we've even set up, our podcast situation. I mean, we're sitting at a table as if it's just a whole bunch of buddies talking, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we didn't do perfectly in season 3 was consistency. I know that you and I both, over the last few months, we've had different things that came up outside of work. So I think one of the things that we could probably work on is consistency every week. Or if we decide that every week is too often and we're finding that listeners aren't interested in hearing something new each week, maybe we do one every other week.
Absolutely.
But kind of really locking that down and being more serious. We're very good at locking in our schedules. So I think it's really just a commitment thing.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. And to our listeners out there, I know we were talking about pros and cons to the season structure, right? For a bunch of you listeners who are new investors or looking to put together your first deal, I know we still have listeners going all the way back to season 1 and 2. Season 1, really nitty-gritty stuff, how to talk to people on the phone, setting up direct mail. All that is super, super valuable. So if you guys are new, you can head back and re-listen to those episodes in season 1 and season 2, focusing on how to get your first deal and set up and structure that well-oiled machine, that well-oiled business we were talking about. And then obviously season 3, us wrapping up on out-of-state investing. So
Yeah.
if you guys would like to go back and listen to a topic, I know we've talked about a lot of stuff in season 1 and season 2, but I'm excited for what's to come. I think we've got a lot of good things in the pipeline.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, season 3 has been another success in my opinion. The fact that we're still doing this a year later is a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, now our whole job is just going to be to see what kind of information people want to know. And then we get the benefit of self-educating and learning about it, and then sharing what we learned and bringing it to the table. So that way, you know, when we meet with people throughout the week, we can say, oh, you know, refer back to this. You know, I did a whole podcast about, you know, that specific issue that you're talking about, or that specific idea, you know, and like you said, maybe not even sticking just to real estate, but maybe even wealth, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that comes into it, or mindset, because all of the Pursuit of Property is about is growing.
Of course.
I don't think you and I have really, we stuck with the property, but you know, I don't think we've limited it. We've even already had talks about wealth and mindset.
And stuff like that. Absolutely. And I think to just wrap up, I know the biggest thing we wanted to do was a thank you to all you guys out there listening. You know, in the beginning, us throwing out episodes and only having a couple listeners and stuff like that, we were just taking a look at the numbers, audio-wise across all podcast platforms. I think we're almost at 2,300 listens across our 3 seasons. And then on YouTube, I think we're close to almost the same amount of views, video-wise. So almost being at 5,000 listens and watches. I mean, it's insane to see the growth of our podcast. Hopefully, you guys, if you guys have kept on listening, have taken a piece of value. So just thank all you guys for listening. As always, we sound like a broken record, but if there's anything you guys want to hear us talk about or focus on, or somebody you've met or seen that we should try and bring in, please let us know. This is all for you guys.
Yeah, interact. I mean, we have comments. We post these on social media. You have our phone numbers. You have our emails. Any way of getting a hold of us, we're interested in hearing what you guys want to learn about. And specifically, you know, if you hear something that you want to learn more in detail, or just kind of a broad topic, please just let us know. We'll do the research and try to bring you guys top tier quality content.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our season 3 out of state investing wrap up. We are super excited to bring back more and exciting content for you guys, and stay tuned. We've got a lot of good stuff coming.
All right, guys, we'll talk soon.